Hey YouTube, it's Matt with Olympus Reptiles, and we are going to be doing another rack tour of our breeding plans for you. We're going to let you know all the secret sauce, what makes this place tick, what our thought processes are, and where Olympus is going. And we did a bunch of these, and we kind of got off track, and now we're doing a bunch of these. And I'll be honest, these are hard to film. And you may be thinking, why the hell are they hard to film? We were filming on a different day than normal, and I did my pairings on a different day than normal. I'm going to pair these up today when we're done filming really quick, so that way I can actually show you some damn animals who aren't doing this the whole time. So let's get it going. It makes it hard when you get into pairing season. And we're going to be focused on this rack over here today. And the first one is number 180905. What is 180905, you ask? Well, it's a really cool snake. It is this girl right here. Oh yeah, super high contrast albino. Look at the bright, you got the normal yellow, you got the really bright spots in there. I just love this snake. Crap on you. This is not dirt. It is a paradoxed animal as well, so you can really see that paradoxing in there. Looks awesome. So, what is it? Well, it's an albino. It's also got a 66% chance of being het for axanthic, SK line. And you're saying, well, how do you know it's 66%? Well, this snake was the offspring of a het snow to a het snow. So obviously there's 4 things that can happen there. Het from mom, het from dad, catching both genes being a visual, or het from none, right? The albino obviously caught both genes. We can throw that out of the water. We know that's there. So having those 4, we know it's not visual. So that leaves het from mom, het from dad, or none. So out of 3 things, 33, 33, 33 would make 99. If you run that out, it's actually 33.3, so it'd be 66.66666666, etc. % chance of being het for axanthic. I hope it proves out. We are breeding that to a snow. At least that's our intent. The snow is his first year breeding. We haven't seen a lock yet. We'll keep trying a little bit longer, and then we'll do some tricks to get it to happen in a month or 2 if he doesn't lock. And then if he doesn't get the job done, we don't witness that lock, we'll move on to a different plan, like probably using the het snow. But I would much rather breed with the actual snow, because you're going to guarantee, and you'll know who the dad is because you'll get all albinos, right? Everything will be het axanthic. If this proves out and we get the snow to do the breeding, and let's say that does prove out, half of those babies would be snows. You're going to guarantee your albino passing on across the board because it's a visual snow to a visual albino, right? So that's done. You know the axanthic is coming from dad if the snow breeds, so that's done. So then if this is het axanthic, half the babies should get it, half the babies shouldn't. So while we've struggled to make a lot of snows over the years because the odds are so long, this is where that shit should stop, right? If she proves out, our odds should be very, very good. If she doesn't prove out, we're going to have all albinos. That's what's going to happen. They'd all be het snow. We then would raise one of those up and be like, all right, finally, fucking A, finally, because we would know for sure. So down here we have a blackhead. This will be her 2nd year pairing. Come here, girly. She's a hot little number. So she did have babies for us last year, if I remember. I think she did. Yes. And it wasn't a whole lot. It was her first time. It wasn't a very good showing. But usually their second one is a lot better. So we're hoping to have that result. Here, we're pairing her to a Mystic Potion. So we should get some like Blackhead Mojave and some Blackhead Mystic, which makes some pretty cool pairings. And it works really well with these dark genes. Initially, we thought about doing something with Blitz, or not Blitz, Spot Nose. That's right. Because we were looking at figuring out if it was, we want to know, if basically Blackhead and Spider are allelic. So Spot Nose and Blackhead are most likely allelic. But when we look at how the babies look, they look like normal, and that's why nobody does Blackhead and Spider. So we decided not to go with that route and instead go with the Mystic Potion. So that's what we're going to do. Come here, you. There you go, girl. Oh, man. This is an axanthic pinstripe. She's pretty dark looking right now. And to help the camera see the difference, this is a non-axanthic pinstripe. So this one's getting close to a shed cycle, so it's pretty dark for what it normally is, but you can see the color difference. It's not going to be overly dramatic on camera, especially when this one is dark. But where this has this kind of earth tone brown going through it, this one is just missing. So it's really like a, I I want to say almost like a dark silver, but that's not really accurate because this is a pretty dark brown. So when you strip the yellow out, you're still left with dark. You're not going to get a light silver on these. This is what one would expect. Okay, let me put you back home. So what are we doing with that? Well, we are going to pair that because this was never the end goal. We bought this to pair it, and we're going to pair this to our Killer Bee Axanthic. So everything should be Axanthic. Wag your tail at me. Either you want to breed or you want to bite me. Which one is it? Ooh. Can't tell. Probably want to bite me. Probably get a little nervous being out. Not really want to bite me. Just get a little freaked out. There you go, girl. You're fine. I'll get you good support. So we're going to breed her with the Killer Bee Axanthic. What that is going to do is do two things. Make everything Axanthic. The minimum we can make is a pastel Axanthic. What we really want to do is get to that spinner pastel Axanthic, and you're going to lighten this up, thin these lines down, and you're going to make a really, really awesome snake. So this was an end to a means, and hopefully this year, now that she's big enough to breed, we'll be able to do that. Go on in there. Now, we ready to open up one of the meanest snakes we have? See, that one gets a little nervous sometimes. This one hates everybody, including me, and it is 1904-06, in-house produced. Oh, you going to be okay today? Look at you. You're going to be sweet today. Because you're going in the shed, you can see the pink on the belly here. We give her a chance to really show you that off. That is not a burn or anything. That is simply going into shed. So that's what she is doing. She does look a little dull. She's usually very, very bright. She's going to line up Kurt like, I fucking hate you. So she is a pastel lesser champagne. This is a gorgeous animal, especially when it first sheds out. The yellows are super bright, super nice. This thing is just bad ass. So what are we going to do? We're going to darken it. We're going to do that by layering in GHI, is what the plan is. So this is one last year. She did not go for us last year. We were planning on using her to make some, get some of that dirt and crap off there. Yeah. We were planning on using her to make some, I think we were doing some head clown stuff with her actually, and she didn't go for us. So we'll have to pay attention to the babies this year if she does go, and really identify who the dad is, because there's a chance she could retain sperm on us, and she didn't go. Woo! There you are. I knew you would have a shot. Come on, let's not play that game. Turn around, focus on the camera. You're all right. Okay, Darty, we'll put you back. Do you think you're like a cobra? What's your deal here? Trying to jet around. Come on. Come on. Ooh, here you go. She's so angry. But she is very, very pretty. So we are looking forward to that. I really want to see what the GHI can do in there. Next up is something I'm really excited about. And that is this girl here, who is another one in-house produced. So this is, of course, a zebra bee. And she's also starting to go into a shed cycle. She is a very, very nice zebra bee. You can see we're getting a little pink there, also going into shed, which is pretty normal right about now. So she's not as bright as she normally is. And even when I say that, when I say she's not as bright as she normally is, this is still a damn fine looking example of a zebra bee, even in shed compared to a lot of them you see. So she's being paired with a super pastel fire head Axanthic. So we are really looking to make those firefly Axanthics, fire bee Axanthics, all of that. We have to catch the Axanthic, no problem. Well, shouldn't say no problem, half of them will be, because the male is het, but we will catch the pastel and everything. So we have a chance at actually making a super pastel fire spider Axanthic. That's the goal here, which would be really cool. Plus, she just has those super clean lines I really like. This was the example I chose to keep, and man, isn't she great? I love her. Love her, love her, love her, love her, love her. She's been a great feeder for me, and she is definitely ready to breed. Her size is phenomenal. She's a 2020 baby, so and now we're breeding in 2022. So she got there quick, which is great. Below that is going to be a woo! Fuck me, man. That was close. Okay, want to be that way? What is your deal? Yeah, let's not be that way. It is not feed day. You knock that shit off. Damn, man, these girls when they want to grow, let me tell you, she's not in shed because she just did it. Bitchy, bitchy, bitchy. That means as we go lower, we're going to use a tool to open these. This is a pied. who wants me to die. And so this is one of the few pieds this year we're not going to use to make pieds. You're good now? We good now? You over it? She's not really being aggressive, y'all. That was, for those of you who are new to this, don't let that freak you out. That is just, she's hungry. It's a food response, even though we're not near feeding. And she is a snake who's in full-blown grow mode. So with that cage is open and she's hoping there's food, she's going to pop out. That's all that was. You can see now she's great. So, yeah. Oh, I'm not going to let you near my face still. So, really good snake. Great size. Body condition is really good. She's ready to go this year. We're breeding her to a Tofino. So, what we're going to do is have double hets. We won't know what the double hets are. Everything will be het albino. Everything will be het pied. And it's either going to be het toffee or het albino, one of the two. But we would like to do some toffee pieds or some Tofino pieds or some albino pieds. So we're working on our pied stuff that way. It's a few of the things that actually pair well with pied. I do think pied is hard to pair with just because not everything pairs well with it. Learn your lesson when you almost get popped, right? And we'll go this way now. Hey, look, it's a pied. Yeah, I got that fly off there. So as you can see, another pied. This has got this cool little black dot. This is not one that was raised in-house. This is one that came to us as a pied, possibly yellow belly. I don't think it's yellow belly. We've bred it, and I didn't think anything came out was yellow belly. I think it's just pied. Nothing wrong with that. It's a really nice pied. And this one we are going to breed to pied, so this will be a pied to pied pairing to make pieds. Listen, guys, little thing, man. I'm going to tell you 100 times. As everybody, we did a video, and I don't know if we were first, last, or in the middle, about the market, not, like what it's actually doing. And since then, I've seen about 15 people do videos about the reptile market decline, or the reptile market crash, or the reptile recession, or the sky is falling. It ain't fucking falling, okay? Put that shit out of your brain. That's clickbait. We did it too for clickbait. It is changing. It is resetting. It is going to correct. It is going to be a thing. But there are certain things in your business plan that you should have. We talk about all the time. Stupid fly. Pied is one of them. Why should you have pied? I have been selling these things within $50, one way or the other, the original price from the day I started, and that was when I started buying them, and that was when back in 2013, 14. They're just stable. This is as stable as it gets in the reptile market. So, and they're good money. These aren't get-rich-quick plans. The get-rich-quick plans, those are the ones that are going to fucking die when a market reset. This shit here is going to be stable as all get out in pieds and pied combos and things of that nature. You're not going to lose. So you need, it's like any portfolio, a little bit of everything, right? You need these in your plants. Something like this, if not this, whether that's bells, something that is going to be pretty stable. You should have. For us, we do several clutches of pied every year because we know it's going to keep the lights on. And you need to have your tub dried out. A little too moist in there. We'll work on that for you. But not right now. Right now it's film time. Go downhill. Oh, sorry. So this, let me set this one up here, is a banana. Good girl. And you can see how much banana spot. This is a female banana. She is proven. She has had babies for us. This is in-house produced from a male maker. So when you have a male maker, not everything is going to be a male. You will get the occasional female. That is her. So we held her back and we've bred her now. We've had a few other females we've made over the years that we've held back. She is going to throw an even mix, and the males from her should be female makers. So when you get one of these, if you have a male maker, it's good to put it in your back pocket. These are just fun to have around. These things sell like hotcakes when you have them, especially at shows. They're not going to be a big money drop. They're going to be a consistent one. Combo them up a little bit, and they're going to do well still for you. Of course, the days of the $10,000 banana have went the way of the dodo bird, but that should have been expected and is. So anyway, I like banana, although I don't like it as much as Tofino. So like if you compare this, even though this is a nice adult, if you compare this to a Tofino, the Tofino as an adult will blow this thing out of the water. Right, girl? I know. I'm saying mean things about you. Not really. I really like you. So what are we pairing her to? We're going to pair her to our in-house produced Paradox Banana Black Pastel. The hope is, I really like banana black pastels. Again, darkening your bananas is where it's at for me. So we're going to work on doing that. Coconut. And we're also going to try to get a super banana out of there. Super bananas don't spot. They're going to hold their color a little bit better. As a baby, it's going to be damn near impossible to tell, but that's what we're working for. So what you do is we'll sit on them for a few to let them start to age, find one that doesn't spot if we have one, and probably hold it to hope it's right, and then when we breed it, we can kind of verify it. But I would like to get a super nanner just to see how well it ages. I don't have one, so that's what that's for. Down here, last but not least, is this girl here, who has gone for us the last couple of years. Oh, come here, girlie. And she is big and in charge and ready to go again. And this is going to be a pastel freeway. So there's pastel in there, there is asphalt in there, and there is yellow belly in there. The asphalt yellow belly, of course, is a lily combo, so it's going to pass on one or the other. You can't tell them apart in their single form. Anybody who is selling you a straight asphalt, trying to charge you more, you better ask how they made it. And if they don't say using a super asphalt, then they're full of shit. They're full of shit, which happens. As a matter of fact, I just screenshotted a post the other day from somebody who got ripped off on Morph Market because people do lie, and I want to share that. So it happens. In that case, they were lying about het. But anyway, where are we pairing this to? We're going to pair this to an in-house raised ivory. That's ivory, possible a bunch of other shit. And the goal is to make more freeways. Freeways are, this is going to be one of those things that, okay, freeway now isn't what it once was. Freeway a long time ago was really, really high. And then when we first started producing them, you were still getting consistently 4 figures for them all day long. Now that's come down a little bit. I've seen them much, much lower. Than that, it just depends on when you're posting them and what's out there and kind of what this is. But they're going to ride their way down because more people have them. They're not hard to make. That entire business video we've been doing, that series, this should be a great example of what we're talking about. Because these things, though, are always going to have the desirability we talk about because they just look fucking awesome. So they're going to have that super high desirability because of that. That's always going to keep them to have some value. I don't ever envision these going down to nothing. There's a slight extra difficulty in there because of the is it yellow belly, is it asphalt crap. But that is being worked around much easier now because more people already have the visual version. But it did make these take longer to have that market correction due to time than what some other things did. I see what you're doing. Let's not do that. You just stay in there. Good girl. So like those things are still happening. But this is going to be a snake that's going to be very similar to pied eventually. It's going to hit a bottom end. It's just as hard to make as a pied because it's basically... Did you take a shot at me? You did. Come on, knock that off. Why is everybody being mean? You're going to fall off there if you're not careful. Okay. You have your days too, I know. Come on. Let's go back. Let's go back. Oof. Hey, get in there. Here's the thing too. Somebody's like, oh, you're using that hook there. Well, yeah, it's sitting around. If it's sitting around, I'm going to use it. There is no reason to get bit by these. And anybody's like, oh, you shouldn't be scared of being bit, blah, 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 blah. I'm not. I've been bit. I've been bit more than most people who watch this. But here's the thing. When that snake bites you, it can break teeth off in you because the natural reaction is usually to pull a little bit. It's what we do as humans. It's hardwired in our brain. And so with that, when you avoid being bit by using a tool or something else, you're not doing it always for you. You think about you're doing it for the damn animal to not rip the teeth out of its mouth. Plus, if you ever do rip one out, which I had on my thumb once, that did kind of suck. But otherwise, it's not a big deal if you get bit, but there's no reason to, do it on camera on purpose. With that, though, putting that ivory to it, we're going to make nothing but freeways and ivories, which is the way to do it. But it is truly just as difficult to make as, say, a pied because it's basically an allelic combo. So you're having to make a het to a het to get a homozygous version or an allelic version. Same thing as a pied. It's het to het to make a homozygous version. They're going to hold their value. They're going to bottom out and kind of stay there because of that desirability. So that is another thing that you could have in your collection to always have an animal that you know is going to pay the bills. And I think those will. In some ways, I like them better than pieds because when you're doing that, if you're using an ivory for your pairing, when I do a pied to pied to pay the bills, I'm going to get all pieds. If I do an ivory to a freeway, I'm going to get freeways and ivories, right? So I get two different snakes, at least a little more variety. So, Kurt, anything you want to add about this rack?
No.
Caleb, anything you want to add about this rack?
Nope.
All right, guys, just a quick revisit, and then we're going to go to Patreon. This is going to be a snow to an albino possible het snow that I think will prove out. I just feel it in my bones. This is going to be a blackhead to a mystic potion, so again, can't make any normals here. This is a killer zebra bee to an axanthic pinstripe, so no normals. The worst thing we can make would be a pastel axanthic, so that's a pretty damn good clutch. This is going to be a GHI to a very angry pastel lesser champagne who wants me to die, which can make normals, but can also make some really cool stuff. Down here, we have the Super Pastel Firehead Axanthic Male breeding to an in-house produced Zebra Bee female. Really, really excited because of adding the fire along with the pastel and the Axanthic. The more of that I can do, the better. And that's also a really nice line of fire. The Tofino to the Pied, we're making some double hets there to work some long-term projects. Down below, we have the... we have a pied to a pied, so we're just making some pieds. You get down one more, you're going to get banana to the black pastel banana, hoping for some super bananas, and then ivory to a pastel freeway, again, freeways or ivories. Whew! All right, guys, that is all I got, and we will see you all next time.